Have you ever seen a ghost caught on camera? Not a shadow, not a reflection, but a full figure drifting down a staircase, captured in a photograph so clear that even experts decades later couldn't fully explain it. This is the chilling story of Brown Lady of Raynham Hall, the ghost that shocked Britain and changed the history of paranormal photography forever. Raynham Hall, nestled deep in the quiet countryside of Norfolk, England, looks like the perfect English manor, grand, peaceful, and timeless. But behind its stately walls hides a legend that has terrified guests for more than 2 centuries. They say a woman roams the staircase of Raynham Hall, dressed in an old brown gown, her face pale, hollow, and her eyes empty as death itself. Who was she? And what happened that made her spirit never leave? The story begins in the early 1700s with Lady Dorothy Walpole, sister of Sir Robert Walpole, the man often called Britain's first prime minister. Dorothy lived a life of beauty, charm, and tragedy. She was married to Charles Townshend, the powerful owner of Raynham Hall, a man known for his temper and pride. When Townshend discovered that Dorothy had once loved another man, his rage turned to cruelty. According to legend, he locked her inside the hall, forbidding her from seeing anyone, even her children. Years later, in 1726, she was found dead, officially from smallpox. But locals whispered another story, that she died broken and heartbroken, her spirit trapped forever in the very halls that became her prison. Years passed, and the whispers turned into sightings. In the 1800s, guests began reporting strange encounters. Colonel Loftus, visiting for Christmas, saw a woman in brown walking silently through the corridor. When he tried to follow her, she turned, revealing a face so pale, so hollow, with empty sockets where her eyes should have been. Another guest, Captain Frederick Marriott, once stayed in the same corridor. He laughed off the ghost stories, until one night, holding a pistol, he saw the brown lady gliding toward him. He fired. The bullet struck the wall, and the figure vanished. By the time the 20th century arrived, the brown lady had become one of England's oldest ghost tales. But in 1936, something happened that turned this old story into worldwide news. That autumn, 2 photographers from Country Life magazine, Captain Hubert Provan and his assistant Indra Shira, arrived at Raynham Hall to capture pictures of its grand interiors. Everything was normal until they reached the main staircase. As Provan adjusted his camera, Shira suddenly froze. "Wait," he whispered. "I see something. A mist. Moving down the stairs." Provan quickly uncovered the lens and fired the flash. When the photo was developed, both men stared in silence. There in the frame, clear as daylight, was the image of a translucent woman descending the staircase. Her outline soft, her form glowing, her gown unmistakably brown. The photo was published in Country Life that December, and then reprinted in Life magazine. The world went wild. Some called it the greatest ghost photograph ever taken. Others demanded an investigation. Paranormal researcher Harry Price, known for exposing fake mediums, examined the negative himself. He declared it genuine, saying he could find no trace of tampering. "Either this is the real thing," Price said, "or it's the cleverest hoax in history." But skeptics weren't convinced. Photo experts later argued it could be a double exposure, 2 images accidentally or deliberately superimposed. Others claimed it was just a smudge of grease on the lens, or a trick of light from the flash reflecting off the staircase. One skeptical magazine even recreated a similar photo using a moving figure and long exposure, and the resemblance was uncanny. To this day, no one has proved exactly how that image was made. The original negative still exists, clean, untouched, and just as haunting as ever. Yet the question remains, if it was only a trick, why have so many people, from soldiers to servants, claim to see the brown lady long before cameras ever entered the hall? Why did guests leave Raynham Hall trembling, swearing they had met the ghost of Dorothy Walpole herself? Even now, Raynham Hall remains private, not open to the public, but the family who lives there admits strange things still happen. Footsteps in empty corridors, lights flickering for no reason, and sometimes a shadow moving down the staircase. where that famous photograph was taken nearly a century ago. Maybe it was just a camera trick. Maybe it was something more. But one thing is certain. The Brown Lady of Raynham Hall remains one of the most enduring mysteries in England's haunted history, a ghost story that refuses to fade, just like the spirit said to walk those stairs, forever trapped between life and legend.